What's this sign say? Records, cassettes, and beer? Is this heaven? No, it's Big Love Records in Harajuku, Tokyo, a fantastic little store that has all kinds of strange and hard to find records, cassettes, and, like the sign says, beer. Once you head up these stairs, you'll find yourself in a fantastic little store. It may not look it from this one great little panning shot I got, but this store was very busy the day I came in there, so I couldn't do a lot of digging. But as you can see from the placards, got a good selection of all kinds of stuff here, from soundtracks, African music. These are all kind of new and used mixed in together, but it's mostly new. I would say probably like 70%, if not more new, depending on the genre and the label. They have label-specific sections, as you saw there, from Mississippi Records. They have one for Numero. If you're into that label, they have all their old stuff. And then a lot of areas for genres you don't see represented that much in record stores, like ambient and dance. They even have a house section. Gotta get me some good house. Sorry, the beat took me away. But I think these quick pans will give you a good idea of what you can find here, right? You got Animal Collective, Arcade Fire, Arctic Monkeys, stuff from the 90s and 2000s, and older stuff like Bauhaus. All kinds of indie, alternative, under the radar, old college rock, kind of old punk like the Cramps and the Ramones. And then you got even more stuff from the 90s and 80s, Beck, Beastie Boys, LCD Sound System, the Libertines. If it's graced Pitchfork, it has in this store. I really like their post-punk and industrial section here. They got all kinds of crazy, weird stuff. I've really spent a lot of time in there. Again, all kinds of stuff. Madonna. Not a ton of Madonna. I have all of it, but it's still a good selection. A lot of 80s stuff, too, if you noticed. Susie and the Banshees, the Smiths. No matter what your flavor of alternative, indie, or underground music, they got it here on vinyl. I could spend hours in here, and some days I probably have. Hey, Ariana Grande, I know who that is, but I'm going to be honest, a lot of the artists in the new release section, I've never heard of them before. But that's one of the reasons why I love coming here so much. I like going through this section and just seeing what's new. And I'm going through here now mostly for people watching this to see if they recognize anybody. But a lot of times when I'm here, what I'll end up doing is I'll scan through here, grab a few albums that catch my eye, either because of the cover's good or the blurb's good on the sticker, then put on my headphones, Google it, and give it a quick listen on YouTube. And then if I like what I hear, I pick it up. I think it's a really good way to find new music. It's like going to Tower Records back in the day, just plug in the headphones in the listening station and see what you find. You can't get that on Spotify. But yeah, then you see on the wall here, they got even more new releases. But I'm sure you're thinking, hey, that sign earlier, didn't it say a few other things that said records, but also cassettes and beer? Where are the cassettes? The cassettes are everywhere. This place is literally lined with them, as you can see. And if you thought the record selection had some odd, obscure, or hard to find stuff, where do you see these cassettes? You got all kinds of like crazy death metal and like goth and industrial, and hey, Nick Lowe. So some old stuff too, but a lot of mostly new releases of like super underground, super rare stuff. As you can see, some CDs, but again, it's mostly cassettes by artists I've never heard of. But again, I like to check them out, Google them, and see what I can find. And once I'm done doing that, sometimes I'll get a drink. They can't serve alcohol right now because of coronavirus regulations, but they have a lot of good non-alcoholic stuff. Great lemonade here. Get a nice cool drink, relax, look at the cool stuff on the wall, and this really good pig. A lot of fun and character there. It's a good place to just chill out and relax. And I'm not the only one who thinks so, as you can see from these signed LP sleeves. A lot of indie, alternative, and underground artists, when they visit Japan, they make an effort to come to Big Love. And it's not just musicians, other people too. Look at this. Edgar Wright was here, signed his copy of the Baby Driver soundtrack. But yeah, it's a great store. A lot of fun little accessories you can buy too. Big Love branded glasses and mugs. I really love those. They have fantastic record bags. I have the black one. It holds a ton of records, very durable, well built. Nice clothes. I'm too big for them. Nice jacket. I wish I fit in that. But yeah, again, tiny store, big heart, fantastic selection, underground, alternative, independent, you name it. If it's off the beaten path, you can probably find it here. I'll put a link to the Google Maps address in the description here, but it can be a little tricky to find. There's a good landmark there, that playground right off this side street, and then you walk down now, tall building, 3 stories high, you can't miss it, and then you see the sign, Big Love Records. So if you're ever in Tokyo and you're looking for something different, check it out. That'll do it for another episode of my record store guide. I hope you enjoyed it. I should be back next week with a look at a completely different store that's also fantastic. Everyone take care.